Dude, you're taking the fucking piss. You think that's working?
She's taking a piss.
No, not she. You are taking the piss out of this. Is it?
Oh.
We just read that humming to them makes them come out.
We've been doing this for 20 minutes, but still
Fuck.
doesn't help.
Bad Toro, the podcast. No fluff, no bullshit.
Guys, listen. I got a really cool snail story that I want to tell you. I've shared it before on my Instagram profile, but now that we're doing the podcast, I thought that it would be a good idea for me to share it with you in a more visual way. So Ignace is here as my DJ. There he is. Boom. That's it. Actually, like Andy Frisella's DJ. That's it. That's what Ignace is here for, because it's always better to have somebody to turn to whenever I'm talking, because otherwise it's just me and the camera and I feel stupid as hell. So Ignace is gonna be here, being my sidekick for these shows. So okay, so back in 1996, as Mayor likes to fucking take the piss of my stories, but by the way, that's the year that Ignace is born. We just talked about this a little bit earlier, and
it's crazy to realize. Yeah.
We decided that he should have a DNA test, because I might be his daddy there.
You was dealing damage that time, right?
Oh yeah, 16 and growing. Oh my God, like some people said that they're so horny they would bang a dog in a dress. And, dude, I would bang a bush just thinking that there might be a fucking dog in it. It's like, it was that bad at that time. So anyway, that's not what this story is about. But anyway, we got to do this DNA thing. This story is an entrepreneurial story, which I think would fit that podcast very well, because it's one of my first tries to make some money. So going back to 1996, I was I was 16 years old at the time. And every time I went to school, because my school was quite far from my house, I bought a newspaper from the tram stop, and I would just read it on the way to school. And there was this section in the newspapers back then where they had like different types of ads, like business ads, which I was particularly interested in, because there was like some things like odd jobs. Like if I do a job for somebody, he would pay me something like paint their fucking fence or some shit like that,
Was there a lot of listings, or like?
Dude, it was like 2 pages. Like you open up the paper, but they were like small.
So you have to pay for.
I don't know what it was. I mean, maybe there was some free ones, but if you wanted like a big flashy one, you would have to pay for it.
Did you have like phone books as well in Bulgaria?
Of course,
the big ones.
What the fuck do you think? There were phone books.
I still remember though.
Of course you do. Well, ours wasn't that big because not many people had phones here, but we still had them. But anyway, so these little ads, and I'll go through them to see if there's some hustling stories inside and something that I could do through them. But this day, I remember it was somewhere about March, and there was this ad of this French company in Bulgaria which was buying up snails. Hence the fucking snails here. So they were buying up snails because the Frenchies apparently eat those motherfuckers, and there's some kind of, like a special treat in France.
What is in Balkan countries is not so popular, right?
No. Not only Balkan countries, all over Eastern Europe. Nobody touches that. But anyway, so these guys were advertising that they're paying something like €3 for a kilo of snails.
Wow.
€3, bro. It was a lot of money. Well, there was no euros back then, but I'm trying to sort of bring this story up to date. So, of course, I think this is a golden opportunity there not to be missed. I sum up the money that I've gathered for the holidays, like for my, for Christmas and all that shit. We were actually celebrating. I don't know, this is after the communist fucking time. So, yeah, it was Christmas. So, yeah, I put down my Christmas money. I start thinking how much kilos can I buy with that money and then sell it to that French company. Because, of course, you guys don't think that I was going to go out and look. I'm too lazy for that shit. I mean, I've tried to tell you a few times. I mean, I think that...
And you don't want your hands to get dirty.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that entrepreneurs, to begin with, are people that, don't like to get their hands dirty. They try and strategize how to make other people work.
Make the shortcuts and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's all about. So from day one, I'm not thinking of how to go and gather snails. I'm thinking of how to get other people to gather snails, bring them to me, and me to pay them a fraction of the cost that I'm going to make. That was my initial thought.
That's why there was some entrepreneurs who was employing lazy people. I don't know from which book was that, because he wanted them to create some strategy how to make the same job easier. And
well,
I've
been really good at those strategies, man, throughout all my life. How to make other people work, and then get the bigger piece of the pie. But saying all that's what happened. Okay, so I thought I didn't have enough money to because actually what we have to say here is that the French company that was buying up the snails was based like 200 kilometers from Sofia, so it wasn't gonna be worthwhile me.
And you didn't have a car.
I was fucking 16, bro. This is not America. I mean,
but you was kind of
But I couldn't risk going to the center of Bulgaria, Anyway, so we managed to, I did my calculations, and I had like enough money for 100 kilos of snails, So we needed more capital. I needed more capital. So what I did is I went to my best friend and I told him, dude, you want to get on this business deal with me? You got to put some money up, got to put your money where your mouth is. And we put the money together and we start buying up snails. And then once we have 300-400, kilos, we go sell them and we make some profit. So Harry, of course, said, yeah, let's do it. So he ended up going and, just borrowing some money from his parents, I think. He got that. And after that, we got off to business. We did this. We had this big wooden plank, got some paint, put down. We're buying up snails.
Classical lemonade
stand shit. Yeah, lemonade stand shit. Right in front of my granddad's garage in our neighborhood. That was it. So we put up the price. We're buying them up at, let's say, 1.20 euro. Okay. And then I'm doing the calculations in my head.
It's like
profit. That's it. Selling them for 3, buying them for 1.2. We put up the sign. My granddad had this fucking vintage scale that has like this hook, and you put the bag of something. It's like a meat hook, actually. It's like a meat scale, but we used it to sort of weigh the scales.
So there's a plate or no?
No, there's no plate.
You
just
bucket?
Put like the bag.
Okay,
the bag, or not even the bucket. Like a bag, and you just put the bag, the plastic bag on it.
With
and
the hook?
And on the hook. All right. So yeah, that's what we used to fucking weigh the snails. To be honest with you, we were probably hitting them pretty hard in the weight, because that thing was so old and rusty. I don't know how accurate it was, but anyway, so we set up to open up shop. We got the sign and everything. We got the scale and all that, and then all these kids start coming in. Like maybe, well, not exactly in the beginning, but 4 hours, kids are passing by on the street, reading at the sign, seeing that, and I have to say that snails are all over the place. I mean, there's fucking millions of them all over. You just gotta go and pick them. Especially it was March, it was rainy, it was the perfect
all
time.
Over the street everywhere, like
over the street. I mean, the amount of fucking snails you step on, right? I mean, I feel bad for it even now, but anyway. So the kids go out with these plastic bags. They start picking up snails in the playgrounds and around the houses, because we live in a neighborhood which is all houses. Every house has a garden. Every garden has a ton of fucking snails. So they start coming up like 1 kilo, half a kilo, just small bags, kids. Yeah. So we start weighing them. I'm paying them off, writing in my notebook, checking out the profits. I'm already rubbing my hands. I'm making money. And then second wave comes in. These are like the alcoholics, you know, like they need money to get drunk, so they start coming in with bigger bags because they
That's
need,
the motivation.
So the kids need to buy a lollipop or some bubble gum or some shit like that.
That's cheaper.
Cheaper, yeah. So half a kilo does them. Then the alcoholics start coming in. Now these are the guys that they need some vodka, they need some strong shit, you know, and they need a little bit more. So they start bringing in like 2 kilos, 3 kilos, which was, you know, I'm already going, you know, like we're already like, let's say.
How does it look like 2 kilos, like in snails? Like,
dude, it's
probably like, how big is the bag?
I don't know, like that big. I don't know, this big, you know? Because
Okay.
there's meat inside. I mean, these ones, I got a few
They're
here.
pretty heavy,
These
right?
ones are empty, but the ones that have meat inside them, they're actually quite heavy. So they're...
But did you check if they are like cracked or something? Or
dude, how the fuck do you check like 2 kilos of snails? You know, they bring them to you and you just, you
whatever,
know,
even if it's dead, if it's like empty, like you cannot...
by the way, that's the next question, because that was like the first problem that we hit. Where the fuck do we store the snails?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, because we didn't know
under
how
the
to
bed.
do it. Under the bed. We didn't know how to do it. So we had this in my granddad's garage. We had this old bathtub that we threw away. But
Classical Eastern Europe. Bats.
In Eastern Europe, you don't actually throw away. You know, like
stored next to your house.
You get it out of the house, but it still remains somewhere either around the house or in your garage. It's still stored because somebody gave money for that shit at some point. You know, like, so you don't throw this shit away. So anyway, we had this old bathtub, and I'm starting to fill it up with snails. You know, I'm putting the snails in. It's looking good. In my notebook, I'm already like 30 kilos plus. You know, I'm counting my profits in my head. So all going good. And then the gypsies start coming in. Now, the gypsies, these guys were aggressive. Like, the gypsies don't go for a kilo or two, man. I don't know where they were going and picking those snails, probably in the fields or something. But they were dragging big-ass bags of snails, like 7, 8, 10 kilos, you know, big bags. And I was like, fuck me, that's good money, you know. It's starting to come in. We're filling up the bathtub. And at the end of the first day, I think we were about, I don't know, maybe 70, 80 kilos of snails.
Oh, shit.
A lot. So to my American friends, this is about 160 to 140 pounds, okay? So anyway, we got to think of how to fucking close these motherfuckers because they're constantly trying to get out. But while we're there, we just push them back in.
Why are they not going anywhere now?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I put some cucumbers here to tempt them, you know, but it's not happening. I hummed at them for hours. He was opening a little bit, and as I hummed, he just closed up completely.
Some liquid going out, and that's it, right?
Dude, anyway. So, it came time for us to close down shop for the day, and we're thinking of how to fucking close that bathtub up.
Okay.
And we found some big wooden boards, like big wooden planks. We put them on top of the bathtub. To be honest, I thought that would be enough. But then Harry said, hey, let's put some rocks on top because, you know, they might get out.
They can, you know, combine together and push
it.
Yeah.
So we put some rocks on top of the wooden planks, and all is good. My notebook, the cash, I'm already calculating, man. We're all good. I go to bed. I dream golden dreams of money and power and all that shit. You know, I'm already in business. And then in the morning, very early in the fucking morning, I get woken up by my granddad shouting from the garage. He's like, Todor! I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, get your ass down here, you dumbass son of a bitch. And I'm like, fuck me, what's going on? I run down the fucking stairs. I jump into the fucking garage. And bro, oh my God. It fucking looks like a scene from Aliens. The whole fucking... How the fuck did they do that? I still can't imagine. So these motherfuckers are quite strong. All they have inside is fucking muscle, man. Yeah, this is like a pile of fucking muscles, man. They managed to open up the bathtub, and they were it looked like a fucking cave, you know? They were on the ceiling, they were on the ground, they were on the fucking walls, they were everywhere, bro. Every fucking where. And they were actually, like, they were piling up, like, one on top of each other from the ground, and then they were, like, hanging from the ceiling, one on top of each other. They were, like, there was, like, those, I don't know what I call, like, stalagmites and the shit that you get in the caves, like, these ice fucking...
so they formed those, right?
Yeah. Dude, it was fucking crazy. So...
Did your grandfather knew that you like holding them?
Well, no, he knew I was in business, obviously. Yeah. But, you know, I don't think even he thought that could actually happen. So, needless to say, that was my last day of doing business from my garage. But that didn't put me off from business. Then I was like, Harry, get your ass over here. You know, I didn't want to do this myself.
Did you collect them? Like, what happened?
Of course we did, man. This is money. What the fuck do you think happened? So then we start picking up these fucking snails from all over the walls, the fucking ceiling, everywhere, putting them back in bags and shit like that. And my granddad was so fucking furious. He was like, get your shit out of here. I want to see those fucking snails again, you dumbass. So me and Harry go to this. There was this old lady that was living next to our house. And like really old. I think she was like 85 or something. Mm-hmm. And I go to her and I say, well... hey there, Grandma Annie. We got this business going. My granddad is not sure whether we should continue doing it, you know, in my house. Can I pay you rent to store these snails in your garden? Mm-hmm. So she was like, whatever, you know, you don't need to pay me anything. Just do whatever you want, you know. It's okay. So then me and Harry get to work. We built this fucking storage place, like a you know, I don't know what that net is called. It's like a very tight net, like probably about this tight, you know, tight net. We I put it on top so they can't crawl out anymore. We do these you know, we do these like wooden planked tops where we have like padlocks on them, so they can't go out anymore. Like we do this whole fucking prison for snails.
Lesson was learned.
Sorry?
Lesson was
learned. But hold on. It's a jail for snails, okay? So then we put all the snails that we gathered from my granddad's garage, we put them all in there, padlocks and everything on top. We continued to day 2 of business. Okay.
Oh, so you did this in one day?
No. That was the next day we built this. Yeah, we built it in one day. Okay. Yeah. It was strong, man. Yeah. Like, we knew...
Money don't sleep.
Dude, money don't sleep. Whenever you gotta go, you gotta go, you know? So we did this... We built the most harsh prison for fucking snails, and we opened up shop. Now, second day, even better. Word has spread in the neighborhood that somebody's buying up snails. We go in front of my granddad's garage because we continue to buy them from, you know, that was our buying spot. And there was a line of people waiting for me, man. Like, line of people with their bags and everything, waiting.
Even before you came?
Yeah, because we were building the fucking prison. So anyway, we start buying more and more and more. Second day, we probably bought another 200 kilos of snails. 200 kilos.
Twice, basically.
3 times as much. So we buy everything, we store it in the bags, and from time to time, Harry just goes and empties the bags in the prison for snails. Everything's going good. My notebook is, you know, going ballistic with the numbers. I'm calculating profits every fucking 20 minutes. I'm like, yes, you know, like hitting the jackpot there. We go, everything's okay. Snails are in there. Second day of business is concluded. We go to sleep. Me and Harry, fucking dreaming about golden coins again. You know, everything's great. Next morning, first thing I do, I wake up.
Now,
you know,
grandma's.
I don't even fucking brush my teeth. You know, I run to see my money. You know,
in jail.
I go in there, and I see the whole fucking thing, and there's not a single fucking snail in it. Oh, there is not a single fucking snail in it, bro. And I'm like, we've been robbed. You know, that's the first thing that comes to mind. But then I go and I see the padlocks are there. Padlocks are there. There's no way for them to get out.
Okay.
What the fuck happened? What do you think happened, Ignis?
So it was in the ground or like above?
What do you mean above?
This
no,
jail.
it was In the ground, on the ground. We
On
built,
the ground, right?
We built this
I
on
don't
the
know,
ground.
maybe they went under the ground somewhere.
Yes, they did, man. Did you
Fucking
know that fucking
motherfuckers.
snails can dig? I didn't know that
No.
snails. Who the fuck knows that snails can dig underground?
Can you see the caves or something?
Then I saw that the ground is like mushy and stuff.
yeah.
So then me and Harry, of course, I went and I was like, Harry, get your ass over here. Start digging like with my hands, and my hands are like full of fucking snails, man, and raw dirt. And I was like, fuck me. And what do you think that we needed to do? I started digging out those motherfuckers and giving them a bath. Like each one individually. Like we had these buckets of water, and we'll take them out, and I'll dip every one of them, wash them, because they were all covered in soil.
Yeah.
So I had to wash all of these motherfuckers one by one, because they were as precious as gold for me.
Couple thousand of those. Probably.
Oh God, man! Like I don't know how many ran away, like how many skipped my. And of course, you have to take them out by hand in the soil.
Yeah.
You couldn't take them out with a shovel because you'd be killing
breaking
half of them. Yeah. So yeah, that was lesson number 2. Snails can fucking dig. In 2 days, you're learning a lot of shit, man. So of course, step number 3, we laid like a mesh on the fucking ground for the snails, and. Washed them individually, one by one, got them back into their prison cells, locked it up, and we went for business day number 3. I believe that we bought another 200 kilos of snails that day. We loaded them up into the prison cage that we built for them. Again, I don't think I slept the 3rd night. I was going with a flashlight, checking on them probably like every half an hour, man. Like I was going there with a flashlight, checking if everything's okay. It's just like I was paranoid that these motherfuckers
Probably you spent most of your money by the time, right?
Oh no, spent all of our money by that time.
So
that was it.
Like,
that was day 3 was like all in. Yeah. So then the problem comes, like, how the fuck are we gonna get these snails to the middle of Bulgaria, and how are we gonna pack them in order to get there? So I got out. We went, like, Harry was 16. He didn't have a driving license either. So we went to a friend of ours who was a bit older, and he had a car, like one of those old Ladas. And we're like, dude, we really need a favor. We need to take these fucking snails 200 kilometers out and then drive 200 kilometers back. We'll pay your petrol. We'll give you like a little bit of cash for your services and everything, but we got to do this. So they're like, okay, let's do it. So we put them into these huge bags, not like they're like, I don't know what they're called.
Those
like,
white bags, right?
White bags that they can breathe through, yeah. They have like these little holes. I don't know what they're called. Like, I've got no idea. Some fabric, yeah, but they can breathe through it, so we don't kill them. They're not like plastic bags. So anyway, we put them in there. We drive them out to this place where it's called Pazarjik in the middle of Bulgaria. We drive them out. We go to this company, and I saw like what I've been missing through the whole time. Like, people had these bags that they can buy super cheap, man, that are like just like made out of plastic mesh. Yeah. It's a plastic mesh. It's like the bags they use for potatoes and apples and all that shit, man. And I was like, how the fuck could I be so stupid? And that's how you store them. You don't build fucking prisons for them. You don't need bathtubs. You just put them in there and tie them up on top, and that's it. They're breathing. They're happy. Everything's good. So anyway, another fucking lesson learned. I got the money. You know, we got the cash. I paid the guy the petrol. I paid for his fucking services, and me and Harry like split up probably about as much as we put in because of all of the fucking snails that we lost. But that was it. You know, we went back. I didn't open up shop because my granddad said he doesn't want to see me anymore handling any fucking snails. He doesn't want to hear any of my fucking business ideas anymore. So yeah.
That's the end of the story.
That's the end of the story, man.
So you never look back to it?
No, we barely made our money back, and that was it. But it was a good lesson, man. Like, you have to do some fucking research before you get into something. You know, that's the lesson that I learned from this story, because I was so unprepared of like, how am I gonna store these? What am I gonna? How am I gonna transport them? You know, there were so many things that I didn't think about at the time. But you know, it was just like one of my first things that I ever did. And
yeah, at least you know the basics. You know, like how to do those stuff. But like, you have to start, as you always say. You know.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, whatever you're at that age, that's whenever you start learning lessons.
Because
you know?
those losses, it doesn't hurt so much.
Oh, dude.
Like, you start over.
It was
again,
such a great fucking experience to be actually making money for the first time. I really felt great. Actually, it's not the first time that I made money. That's got to be another story probably for the podcast. So anyway, I think that's it. And maybe see you in the next episode, guys. That's it.
That was funny story.
All right. Thank you.